Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with Inferno the Fox on GTA 5, catching a lift in one of the casino limos. The thing is, the AI wants to take a shortcut through a petrol station that's not the safest. Not really if you can't steer the car. I have no idea the thought process behind that one, but it's probably a good idea to not go in the AI-controlled limos. Floor up next, also on GTA 5, finds out how mean street furniture can be. In fact, this time it's disappearing laggy street furniture that you don't know is there until it suddenly is there and decides your car should not be on the track anymore. Street furniture is unnecessarily nasty. In GTA 5, it really is, or sometimes just physics in general. This from Regulars Going Out. This was a race, I think I had a full video at some point. We were driving around a big circle in trucks. Quite fun, quite entertaining, quite weird. The thing is, there's a lot of trucks very, very close together, which means it's a physics ball, and Gliska was right in... I was affected by this, but Gliska was literally right in the middle of it, when just the game's had enough, because too many trucks are in one place, and the best solution to that is to merge them and throw them around. Sure, why not? On to Forza Horizon next, with a Nova not quite making a jump far enough, but finding a new way into a building. Yes, if you glitch around on the roof enough, you might just fall into the building. Sure, apparently it works. Might change stealth games. To have it up next on Need for Speed Heat gets the initial jump correct and the secondary part of it all quite wrong for the poor R8. Spins around on its roof. Far less than ideal. However, it's the respawn that's the more interesting part. It does take a while. I had to cut it down a bit because it's a long, long respawn. When the Audi does get respawned, it's not quite where it should be. It initially looks all okay until you realise actually where the car is. Yep, it's stuck under the banking. That is, we're kind of inside the oval. We're very, very much not supposed to be there. I guess the game, it took the respawn point from, I guess where the start of the crash was or something, and it couldn't spawn, or didn't want to spawn the car on the banking, so put it on the floor that's under the bank. I don't know. Leather cap with more physics weirdness, this time glitchy tractors on Mud Runner. Yes, it turns out collisions on this game sometimes go a little bit awry, and in this case, the tractor, the front wheels can't decide what angle they want to be at, and that makes for a lot of angry tractor. I mean, that's a lot of angry tractor. The back of the tractor seems okay, but yeah, it's just the front. The wheels are pulling apart, it's making the singularity. It does actually eventually come to a stop. Surprise, I half expected it to never ever stop moving. We're on to Borderlands 3 next with a hover car of sorts. It turns out though the hover tech's not really there. A light bump breaks many things. It's a huge ping across the map. It comes back down, it almost looks like it might be okay. No, we got time for another couple of rolls. It does then land it relatively flat. I was going to say on its wheels, but it's not on its wheels, but relatively flat. And I'm amazed people managed to hang on in the back of it, I'll be honest. Starlight Glimmer up next on NASCAR Heat 4. AI's up ahead, go for a massive crash. Player tries to avoid it, catches a car to the face. That's an ouch. That's definitely an ouch. Timmy76 up next on CarX Drift Racing, learning that tyres are mean. Yes, tyre bundles are quite nasty, as the BMW clips over it, goes for a tumble, and I love that he's still gaining points until the third roll. The third roll the game decides to say it was a drift fail. Previous rolls were fine. It was quite, you know, I'd say bonus points for style, personally, but there we go. Dead Possum up next on Live for Speed. I presume driving around like a city map or something is abiding by traffic signs. A car somewhere on the other side wasn't, and that was some pinging right there. We're on to ASSetto Corsa next with the Rave Nurburgring. I don't know what's gone wrong with the textures. The answer is something. Something very wrong. Honestly, it could be a mod that does this. I've never seen or heard of one. Could just be the textures are bugs and it's trying to do many colours. Either way, it's funny. Either way, it's just some... yeah, it's quite distracting. I'll be honest, trying to race around like that, it would be rather distracting. A Trailblazer is up next on Wreckfest. Carries a little bit too much speed, run wide, clips a wall, resets the car to find it has now the mightiest of wings. Yes, occasionally, normally notice it with like exhaust stacks, they do strange things. I haven't seen it with a wing before, but I guess sometimes like the textures get stretched, so we just have the Uber wing. Dan Mudkip on Wreckfest as well has a problem with this particular track. when you touch the concrete barriers, the game freaks out. Whether it be the player car or whether it be the AI cars, something goes wrong. It's either a different thing almost every time. But up ahead, two cars battling, touch the barrier and ping off to space. You either ping upwards to space or downwards through the floor, or around about the place. Up ahead, oh, there we go. Just pinged off of that barrier. That's definitely not going to have a good time. We're up in 4th place at the moment. Is the car ahead going to clip the wall? Nope. Is the player going to just go a little bit too wide, and that pings, and then AI car pinged as well. I mean, they get reset back onto the track, but yeah, the wall is super dangerous. That's the AI car getting really close. Oh, there goes the player car, and there goes something behind it. That was the only car, I think, that touched the wall that got away with it. It might mean because it was going slow enough. I would love for this to be a game mode. Anyone who's seen the pinball mod for Wreckfest, very, very entertaining, very good fun. It's just everything kind of freaks out constantly, especially car collisions. But a pinball mod that only pinged cars if they brushed the concrete walls, oh, that'd be glorious. That would be glorious indeed. And finally, we have Mike also on Wreckfest with the death loop that's slightly broken. Don't quite know how they've managed this one, but the I guess like the texture, the road surface hasn't quite loaded properly, isn't quite working properly. So as the limos, which are already a bad idea, let's face it, at the death loop, as the limos take the loop, they get halfway up and fall out of it. It seems like some of the other bits are a little bit funny as well. Definitely something not quite right with the road around here. It makes for a glorious mess, as here some of the stragglers come through. Not the cleanest of runs up, but doesn't matter, we're still going to get some crazy, ridiculous airtime and smash the limos into the floor. It's surprising. It almost got an epic car hat. It would have been fantastic fun had they managed to make it work. Yeah, the sensible option here is to don't go for the loop. There's one sensible limo further back, but yeah, if they get it right, you carry so much speed. You're so high off of that section. That's an odd one. It is an odd one, but quite impressive nevertheless, and there's just a mess of limos on the loop itself. That, though, is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips that you would like to submit to this, you can via our forums. There'll be a link in the description. At the very top of the page is the FailRace clip submission section, and in there you can find all of the rules and how to submit them. That was going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.